Well, today I'm with my friend Arjun Pillai. He's the CEO and co-founder of Docket Inc. And Arjun has founded and successfully sold two previous startups in the marketing tools space. He was responsible for building Zoom info marketing from scratch. And his current startup, Docket Inc., turns buyer intent on your website into qualified sales pipeline. It's like your inbound SDR or sales development representative. So Docket uses AI to engage every website visitor in a real conversation, qualifying intent, booking meetings, and syncing full context into your CRM. So Arjun, it's great to have you today.
Thanks for having me. That's a great intro.
Awesome. Well, let's start by talking about the main pain point that's out in the market that you guys are addressing. So where are companies really experiencing the pain right now?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So think about a marketer or a marketing team. They are spending all this effort, money, content, putting all these things together and driving a bunch of traffic to their website. And if you look at the conversion of an average B2B website, it is about 1 to 1.5%.
Hmm.
So roughly 99% of the people who are coming to your website are browsing and bouncing, which means effectively 99% of your budget is not getting converted. But ask anybody, they know that about 5% of your market is buying at any given point in time,
Right.
right? So you're not looking for 100% conversion, but you should be aspiring for 5% conversion and get to at least 2.5% conversion. That's not happening, right? So this is the
Right.
lowest hanging fruit in a marketer's paradigm today. That is what we solve. So people are
Awesome.
coming to your website because they have something that they want to learn about you. And you put 200 static pages in front of them. They're not going to read all of that. They are trained by ChatGPT to ask a question and get an answer.
Hmm.
So now we help you put our agent on the website that learns from your existing content and is able to have a human-like conversation with a face, with voice, text, slides, videos, demos, the whole thing, and is able to generate a lot more at the top of the funnel with very minimal effort from your side.
Got it. So one of the things I saw about your solution is there was like three phases. It was before the conversation with the AI and the customer, during the conversation, and after the conversation. And so the cool part that I think that a human probably can't do, no, they can't do it. Let's say this. Somebody comes to the website and the AI agent for the pre-conversation is going to gather all the context, everything from your CRM, from the data lake, and it's going to have context to talk to that person specifically. And that's the game changer, right?
Absolutely. We call it warm context. So it's a combination of third-party data and first-party data. So the moment somebody lands on the website, we figure out which company they are coming from, and we do a research of that company. So we have that. We ping your Salesforce, understand if they are an existing customer, they are a prospect, are they an ABM account for you? We pull in that context. We look at what they have done in the past. How did they reach the website the first time? Was it LinkedIn? Was it Google? Which pages did they visit? We bring that together. So we have three aspects of the data together. We package that and give it to the agent to say, this is the person, this is the company, this is what happened in the past, off you go. So the
Hmm.
agent is able to do like a super well-crafted, personalized conversation with that person, which is to your point, it's a superhuman ability because a human will not be able to do all of that in less than 2 seconds,
Right.
versus our agent will be able to do this whole thing in less than 2 seconds.
Got it.
So
Now let's talk about another limitation is after hours interactions.
yeah.
So I saw one of your customer testimonials that you said most of the leads that they got booked came in after hours, which a human is not going to be available to do that. But your agent is working all times and simultaneously. So you're not
Yeah.
limited to the ability of one person. So can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at your buying pattern and mine. We are browsing Saturday night. We want a product or an offering. We are looking for something. We reach a website on Saturday at 10 p.m. There's no salesperson on the other side, but I have a set of questions. So that's where our agent is there 24 by 7. It's not going to ask for vacation. It is just there answering these questions. And as a result, the buyer is like, this is pretty cool. So they'll get through the first set of questions that they had in their mind. They self qualify.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this feels like a good fit for me. And at the right time, our agent is going to ask, may I have your email and can we have a meeting scheduled? And the user is like, yeah, okay, let's do that. And we'll book that meeting to the right person. We'll do the routing and all of the existing rules that you want us to look at. And then we'll book the meeting to the right calendar. So it happens off time, it happens holidays. And the other reason is also a company's headquarters might be in US, but they may have a lot of customers in UK, right? The same thing. When the
Hmm.
UK folks are coming, the US folks are not there. So that's another reason why there needs to be an agent that operates 24 by 7.
Got it. I saw one of your client testimonials said that they're doing now what used to take 12 people. Is that correct? I think I wrote
That's
that
right.
down somewhere.
Yeah.
So what was it that they're getting done that used to take 12 people? Was it 12 SDRs or BDRs or what was that?
Yeah, love your research, by the way. This is awesome. I haven't gotten such good questions. So what was happening is when somebody was submitting on a form, there was a human actually picking up the phone and calling back, right? That used to take time to make sure that they are giving maximum coverage across EST and PST. They have to have more people. And then speed to lead is an important metric. You cannot be waiting, keep somebody waiting for like 2 days to make that call. So you needed humans. So with us, what happened is the moment a form submission is happening, our agent is going to pop up and say, hey, you know what? Let's talk and then qualify and then book the meeting immediately. That there is no need for a human to pick up the phone and call it. It's useful for the buyer because the buyer got the answers for what they were looking for. It's useful for the seller that they got the meetings booked without a human involvement. And as a result, the other thing that we saw is the form drop-offs, meaning the form submission happened, meeting did not happen, the form drop-offs reduced by 40%. At the
Hmm.
same time, they could move these 12 people who were focused on inbound out to outbound. So that they could generate more on the outbound side and generate more during inbound because an agent is working now.
Cool. And I've seen you've said easily a 15% uptick in what are they agent qualified leads or what is the metric there?
Yeah, it is fundamentally the number of leads that you're gathering. If you're gathering 100 leads, on a conservative estimate, you're going to get to 115. Hopefully,
Right.
you will get more. But even with that, what we see is our customers get to ROI in about 2 to 3 months.
Nice, nice. Well, let's talk about the quality of the conversation. I know we talked about the research, and then
Uh-huh.
during the conversation, it's way better than a chat bot because of the level of intelligence of the AI. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it all starts with the underlying data because as good the data is, as good the agent conversation is going to be. So if you look at the core of Docket, we have something called a sales knowledge lake. It is able to ingest all of your structured and unstructured data that you have, which could be your, of course, there is data governance also. It doesn't mean that everything that it is syncing, it is going to, talk about it. But we have the ability to bring structured and unstructured data from call recordings and Slack and Google Drive and SharePoint and your website and collaterals, PDFs, videos. You can drop anything into Docket, and Docket is able to learn from all of these in a way where it makes sense for it to talk about it. And so that's where it starts. Then it's able to answer some of these deep questions, whether it is objection handling, competitive positioning, ROI questions, testimonials, case studies. It is also able to proactively pick what is the right CTA for this person. Because you come to my website, Walter, you might not be willing to take a demo right now, but you might be willing to download a white paper right now. So the agent understands that there are like 5 potential CTAs that is good for a top of the funnel lead, and it is able to kind of say, oh, you are in LA. Would you like to come for our event that's happening in LA next week? Oh, looks
Wow.
like you are talking about this topic. We have an ROI calculator. Would you like to download the ROI calculator so that you can present it to your CSO?
Hmm.
So the agent is able to kind of handle these things on the fly, which a chatbot, a legacy chatbot, could never do because it was a structured tree. If
Right.
this, then that. If this, then that. Here, the agent is truly taking the decisions in terms of what to talk, which slide to pull. Is it a slide or a video to pull? Is it a calendar to pull? Is it a white paper to show? The whole thing, the agent is truly deciding. That is where the agentic architecture is like making a difference in terms of the quality and depth of the
Hmm.
conversation.
Got it. And I've also seen 12% average increase in win rate. Hey,
Yeah.
that alone
Yeah.
is worth its weight, right?
Yeah, it's very simple. When you are self-qualifying yourself, saying that this is useful for me, I want to talk to a human, you have qualified yourself in because you have answered the basic questions. Does it integrate with Salesforce? I want this to integrate with Salesforce campaigns. Do you do that? So I have now asked all the basic questions to a point where I am like, I am self-qualified. I want to talk to a human. You will obviously see better win rates.
Hmm.
And not only will you see win rates, you will see faster deal cycles because now that you have answered all the basic questions and you have the agent will ask all the discovery questions to the buyer, the seller knows the discovery is done, the buyer knows the basic things are done, so the first sales call is essentially done and you are advancing to the second call. In our case, we get a lot of our first calls with the buying committee because the person who is coming in, they already know what Docker does. So we start with the buying committee, and as a result, we see about 10% reduction in sales cycles. For us, it is up to about 20% reduction in sales cycle, but across our customer base, it is about 10% reduction in sales cycle.
Okay, so what happens after the conversation? We've got the agent is preparing itself to talk to the customer. It talks to the customer intelligently. Then what happens after that?
Yeah, during the conversation, it is either capturing the email or booking a meeting to the right calendar or handing off the conversation to a human. So these are the actions during the call. Then after the call, the agent has the ability to do a bunch of actions. The first one is the most obvious, CRM write back. So you want to make sure that everything that it is capturing, the salesperson is able to read and understand. But at the same time, you don't want a 27 minutes transcript to go to Salesforce. A salesperson is not going to read that. So the agent processes the transcript, understands the pain points, summary, next steps, what are they looking for, who are the buying committee. We package all of this and then put it into Salesforce and then or HubSpot or any of the other tools that people are using. And from there, they are able to kind of go and salesperson can go and follow up with the people. The other thing is we can do Slack alerts and notify people, hey, your ABM account is on the website. Just had a conversation. Here is what happened. We want to follow up with them. So there is Slack alert. We also have the ability to do analysis on the transcript to understand the urgency of the buyer, the sentiment of the conversation. We also, I'll give an example. One of our customers, the way they qualify is if the number of order is greater than 400, then it is qualified. So they tell our agent, check the entire transcript and see how many orders. If the order is greater than 400, then put them to qualified and then write it back to Salesforce. So the agent is able to kind of do data extraction, do the analysis, and then write back to CRM or Slack and all of those places. So it's almost like a human. I complete a call, I write it to Salesforce and Slack. Similarly, the agent is going to do the same.
Okay, cool. So who's an ideal prospect for you? What does that look like?
Anybody who has got a complex offering that they are selling on and have inbound traffic at least more than 10,000 per month. If you have 4,000 on your website, Docket is not the first investment that you have to do. You have to go invest in AEO, GEO, SEO, all of the basics so that your traffic goes up, right? Once you have about 10,000, that is when you have the meat on the bone for an agent like Docket to come in and kind of start converting more. So we are in the demand capture problem for you, right? We are not in the demand generation. So you need to have some demand gen that's already happening. Put your dollars there, have enough demand gen. Once you have demand gen, then don't keep generating demand gen. You have to capture them. That's when you come and talk to Docket. So I would say that anybody with a complex product offering in B2B with at least 10,000 monthly visitors and have an ACV of at least about 10,000 to 12,000 is a really good prospect to us. We also support some PLG companies where we do the end-to-end automation, where the agent is taking the email, generating the free trial, and actually doing the whole conversion, including the credit card capture.
Cool. So the bottom line is 5% of the market is buying, right? 5% of the market is buying. The current method that most people are experiencing, it only yields them 1% response, right? What we're doing with Docket is getting that closer to the 5. Right, so you're getting from.
I wish it was 5. It won't reach 5.
Closer to the 5.
Yes,
yeah, we're getting closer
to
the 5. So let's say bumping it up to 2 or bumping it up, and any bump up is significant.
Absolutely, cool. Because it is already happening. There's no additional headcount. There's no additional campaign amount. It's already happening. You're just capturing more of it. So what you see is the ROI on that kind of an investment is super, super high.
Well, Arjun, this has been really great learning about Docket and your amazing solution. So super excited to watch the company grow and just see more adoption and as people start to embrace this technology in the future.
Thank you very much. It was a blast.
All right, awesome.